you guys ever bought your own parts for projects? Haven't bought your own parts for projects? Where are your USB ports? All right, so unrehearsed, off the cuff, we'll do it live. Where's my mouse off? We'll do it live. Why can't I move you? Oh, because audio cable. There we go. So we'll start with some legitimate sites that you might actually use if you were, say, I don't know, working a legitimate job. Mauser is a good one. I come here a lot. Other ones are DigiKey and what's it? Newark. And these are all really big. They buy from legitimate sources. You can't go wrong. They can be a wee bit expensive and not the best on shipping costs, but that's because you're getting quality parts and whatnot. I don't even remember Newark Electronics, but Mauser and DigiKey are two I use a lot. They're big names. Everybody loves them. There might be a DigiKey. I don't know. I'll show it to you guys. But I'll kind of run you through finding some parts I used in, say, like the Altoids tin color organ that I'm waiting on PCBs for right now. So let's say passive components. Passive components include all your resistors, capacitors, simple stuff like that. But you'll find that as you go into it, there are 363,000 resistors to choose from on Mauser. It's a lot. It's kind of insane, actually. There are all these different kinds of resistors. I honestly don't know half the resistors from the others, but we'll come down to through hole. And then there are all these different kinds of through hole resistors. I don't know which is good for which. I know some are good for like higher frequencies, lower frequencies, things like that. But there's just a ton to choose from. Let's just say we want a 10K resistor going at this slightly different lane. So it just brings up a whole ton of stuff. And once you get down to a low enough level, there we go. You get lots and lots of filtering options. This actual value of the resistor, how many ohms there are, tolerance, usually 1%, 5%, that's good, cheap. You probably won't ever need anything much lower than that unless you're doing some really insane amplification. Like we have a 0.1% on ours for one of our amps in our senior design project. Power rating, if you're making like a big old amplifier for your speaker that's going to be putting out watts, you may have to worry about this. For simple little microcontroller projects, not so much. And then you kind of, you dig through it, you find what you need, you can sort by price, you can sort by all sorts of things. 2 cents a pop, that's all good. The more you buy, the cheaper it is. If you buy a reel of 5,000, your cost goes down by a third. I don't think any of you will go through 5,000 of these resistors, but that's more for actual industry. Like Mauser, DigiKey, those are great websites for when you are actually on the job. They might be looking up parts for some sort of manufacturing run. Let's go now. There are also a bunch of these kind of hobbyist sites that they sell kits, lots of nice things, goofy little components. They don't have as wide a selection, but they'll only have like, here's the 10K through hole resistor we carry. You can't screw it up. That's a 10K. It's through hole. It's going to do exactly what you want. It's not, there aren't several hundred to choose from. So if I wanted to get LEDs for my project, components. So they've got in their component section here microcontrollers, EL wire like I used on the big sign, integrated circuits, LEDs in all manner of variety. And then you get farther down where, all right, they must have put it in a different section. All right. LEDs. And these guys, they carry all sorts of cool stuff. They don't really have to go digging too hard to find, like bar graph, LED bar graph. Very cool. 7-second displays. What have we? All right, basic LED, yellow, 35 cents. I don't think so. So, again, these guys can be competitively priced, depending on what you're buying, can be a little expensive. Like I would pay $35 for a single, or 35 cents for a single yellow LED. I definitely wouldn't pay $35. That's exorbitant and highway robbery. One nice thing about a lot of these sites is the kind of hobbyist-oriented sites is they lay out, kind of idiot-proof it. They try and give you instructions, some clarity on how to use these items. A lot of times they'll link you to actual tutorials on some things. Let's go. What else is cool? Let's just find some random stuff here. Prototyping. What's here? I don't have an idea. Batteries, breakout boards. Breakout boards are good for if you have like a surface mount chip, but you want to be able to put it in a proto board, so you need holes for that. Or pins for that, sorry. I don't even know what half these things are. Headers. Swag. Get yourself some SparkFun manages. So these are cool places to come. All right, here we go. Kits, yeah. Arduino kits for all sorts of shields. If you want to just buy something, get all the parts in one little box and put it together on your own. Do you have any cool kits that are really obvious? Digital oscilloscope DIY, 60 bucks. Build your own oscilloscope. Why not? So that's cool. A similar site that I like for hobbyist type things is Adafruit. Hello in the back. Hey, Vince. Hey. So these guys, same deal. Is like, all right, LEDs. Let's compare. Oh, sweet. Full meter of individually addressable RGB LEDs, waterproof. Awesome. Okay. I could actually make sweet use of that. All right, here's another comparison. 20 bucks for a 25 pack of RGB LEDs. It's okay. That's kind of what I would set as the standard. Let's see what we can find there. We got packs, 25 pack, 4 bucks for just plain old green LED, getting better. But what I really like these sites for is when you need like a component, you don't want to have to try and decipher between a dozen different types of the same thing. Like, is it wire wound, is it a carbon film, whatnot. It's good if you need a certain tool, like you don't know what kind of soldering iron would be a good choice for you if you need to go out and buy your first soldering iron. These guys only have like 3 to choose from, and they picked them because they like them as hobbyists. They're good for what they want to do. Just putting together a fun little project that they come up on their own. Same with, say, a multimeter. They don't have 100 to choose from. They've gone through and said, we like this variety and this variety. So, where's the, I love this little thing. The thing's awesome. I used to have like multiple things on my keyring, but it's sweet. It's got wire strippers. All right, anyway. Very nice. Also, these are the guys that are really kind of pushing the whole Arduino, let's get microcontrollers in the hands of everyone thing. Lots of shields. So you come here, Arduino Uno, that's kind of the bread and butter. You buy it, you get it, it's cool. Then let's say, like I need to do for the LED color organ, all I need is the microcontroller off that. I need the whole board. So let's see where the rest of their stuff is. They don't have the best organization on their sidebar here. So what is that? That would be ABR development. They just have, yeah, here we go. So just an extra chip. So I'm going to need, if I have 10 boards and I'm going to be giving you, 10 of you guys kits to build, I'm going to just need 10 plain old Atmega 328s. Buy some of those. Once you actually find what you need, add to cart. You've all used Amazon or something like it. I hope there's nothing tricky there for the actual buying part. And I will not give you my credit card info for the second time. And then, I said I'd show you guys DigiKey too. Is there a hyphen? Let's find out. Oh, all right. So DigiKey is kind of the same story as Mauser. Product index. This is kind of a different layout. So there's a lot. Audio products, boxes, enclosures, cables. I still have a hard time sorting through this. You will screw up and buy the wrong parts. I've done it over and over. Last time I was ordering parts, I needed a 28-pin socket for those microcontrollers I was just showing you. Except I bought one that was 0.6 inches wide, so 0.3 inches wide, so it's meant for wide ones. So I have like 5 of those sockets in my room now, and I don't know when I'm going to get an IC that would ever need them. So there is that risk. You'll have to, whenever they put one of these products up, they almost always link you to the data sheet. You can dig through that. If you bother to actually look at the items you're putting together, you would probably avoid a mistake like that. because the width of it would be a very obvious thing to find. But yeah, this just kind of keeps going and going. Let's find some eyes. All right, integrated circuits. Woo-wee. So many. All right, so if you want just a plain old op amp, like what is it, 411. Let's get down here. Amplifiers, linear. Oh wow, I don't even know. Instrumentation, special purpose. But let's just check out these guys. So again, they have all the different filtering you can choose from, insane amounts of things, lots of which you don't really have to worry about. So many decisions. Let's just say we want through hole and through hole. Ah, there we go. This is amplifier type, general purpose. Now we're talking. So just plain old op amps. Now you have just dozens to choose from. 81 to choose from. Great. But you get the idea. You get a little better at it as you go. The more parts you order. And then let's do some shady. Let's get shady. I say 35 cents is an outrageous price for an LED because there are shady people who will do much better. All right, where's the guys I bought LEDs from the other day? I was buying like bags of 50 for, I don't remember how much it was, like $2 or something. And cool colors too, like purple, which is usually a little expensive. RGB LED. So there was, what was it, a 25 pack of RGB LEDs for 20 bucks on Adafruit. You know, they have that one to choose from. You know it's going to be good quality. It won't set you wrong. You go to eBay, suddenly you're dealing in like parts of questionable repute, and they may not even work. But you know, you want to, with eBay, you always want to look for how's their rating. Are they, you know, did they get good feedback? Are they on time? Does it seem too good to be true, or just kind of suspiciously too good to be true? So let's see here, 100 pieces, 5 millimeters, RGB, bright emitting, cool. That's only 12 bucks for, what was it, 4 times the number of LEDs. That's kind of sweet. One thing with RGB LEDs, there's common anode and common cathode, so there's so many parts, there are lots of little things about them that you can really learn best by screwing it up. So buy the wrong part, you'll figure it out.
What's an RGB LED?
Oh, it's red, green, blue, so instead of individual ones, there's one of each color all within the same housing. So if you're using like a microcontroller, you can send a different voltage through each of those and get like a million or odd colors or so, depending on what your voltage resolution is. So they're cool. I need to use them more. I'm just not sure how. So let's see if I can find 5 millimeter LEDs. This looks like the guy. Yeah. So 50 pieces, $1.40. Since I bought them all from the same guy in different colors, there's only one shipping charge. You should at least make sure there's some sort of information or data sheet before you buy something. Like you need this information. You want to know what the maximum current is, what the voltage drop is. With LEDs, at least millicandelas, as long as you're in the thousands, they'll be pretty bright. If it's like 100 or 50, it's really only good for an indicator. You'll barely be able to see it, really. You'll know it's lit, but you're not going to light a whole room with it. And then, even better, or I guess this is I think these guys are based in Bangkok. I don't remember who pointed me here, but they're kind of in between Mauser and Adafruit. Like, they don't have a very wide selection, but what they do have is dirt cheap, although for some reason they have a $5 minimum, so I haven't bought too much from these guys. LEDs, let's compare here again. All right, ultra bright, 5 cents for a blue one. There we go, 2 cents for red. That's, yeah, 2 pennies for an LED. Now we're talking. So again, they don't have a whole lot. They have 3 millimeter or 5 millimeter. Take your pick. And they don't have too many colors either. But these guys are kind of nice if you just need resistors. Again, not too many to choose from. Hard to get confused, because I still get confused. So just like a 1/4 watt carbon film. Those are kind of Yeah, these are the ones you're used to in lab, more or less. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. And you know, it's a penny a pop. Awesome. Every value you could ever care to get. Well, within reason, anyway. If you need the 9.81 ohm.
But there's 0.
Huh?
Why there is 0?
Oh, those are actually, it's more, if you're making like a surface mount board, you can kind of put in a space for it if you don't know if you're going to need that or not, and then it acts as a jumper. Yeah, I was 0 ohm resistors. That didn't make sense to me the first time. So anybody have anything they've been looking for, want to kind of run through finding it, buying it? No? eBay is really good for everything if you want to get shady cheap parts. I mean, if you want a grab bag of 2,000 resistors, they've probably got it. Same thing with Legos, actually, I found. If you want just to buy Legos by the pound at random, go to eBay. If you want a $100 oscilloscope, go to eBay. Want a network analyzer, go to eBay.
I've been trying to buy a surface mount circulator.
Circulator?
Yeah.
I don't know. A what?
Like yeah.
Alright.
Or like something.
Circulator. Huh. Okay.
There's another good site, Mini Circuits. They sell like really high frequency stuff.
You actually.
Is there another good word other than circulator that might describe this, or actually, let's do this the fun way. Let's see if you can get us there. All right. So we have optoelectronics, wire and cable, electromechanical, embedded solutions, sensors, enclosures, semiconductors.
It's an RF part.
All right. Yeah.
It's a passive component. So there's antennas.
There's
Interface modules, RF wireless modules, transistor, RF frequency, interface, RF semiconductors, RF wireless development tools, EMI RF components, pass-through, connector gasket feed through filter. Cool. Anything with promising? No? So yeah, this is kind of the challenge of, say, you know, module electronics. I don't even know what this part is. There are so many parts out there.
It's just like I think it works on like magnetic property or something. Just like saved it in there.
Circuit.
Yeah.
So
It like it lets current go one
I
way
didn't
and
focus.
not the other.
What does it do?
It's like a multi-port device that like moves the current one way but not the other way.
It's like a 3-way thing.
All right, bad example. Anybody have any questions? Kind of comments, concerns? What else have I bought wrong recently? Oh, from those Tata guys. So you don't have a lot of space in an Altoids tin, and for any of you who built the headphone amp, we have those really nice little black holders for the LED on the side, the power LED. So I came here and I was like, oh, holders, sweet, I can make LEDs look really nice. And so I bought, you know, they only have 6 to choose from. I'm like, all right, this is what they got, it's dirt cheap. Let's get them. So I bought like 76 of them. Because I needed to get up to the $5 minimum anyways. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a ton, I'll distribute them out. And it turns out they're long. They go like 1/3 of an inch into the Altoids tin, and they look fantastic. I just don't have the space for that, so it's a wrong part I bought. I'll probably use it someday. It's just not quite what I needed. That's one of the problems you run into here. Like, they don't really have good data sheets on this site. So the dangers of buying at random. Whereas,
Where you get like capacitors.
yeah, capacitors. This Tata site. Right, yeah, capacitors. Let's just say electrolytic. It's always nice when there are pictures too. I'm always worried about getting a picture. So, you know, here's capacitors on their site. They don't really have a good sort by method. It just kind of goes by the value on it down to whatever, whereas if we go back to Mauser, my good friend here, passive components, capacitors, 316,000 to choose from. Electrolytic, aluminum electrolytic, any other one? All right, aluminum electrolytic. Again, let's go with leads, and we're back to. Now we're down to 1,000 choices now. Excellent. And okay. Anybody want any random filters applied?
There's bulk on the very right.
Bulk, all right. That's more for the packaging stuff over here is for like buying a reel of 5,000 versus like a box full of 5,000 just to loose and stuff like that. But sure, why not? So let's go by price again. All right. Capacitors. Ta-da. Except these guys actually have data sheets linked to the plugin. So you can come check your dimensions, see what the ratings are, all that good stuff. Not much to be said about a capacitor, luckily. Oh, and then there's free samples. Free samples are the best. They just take longer to get to you because no one wants to pay for fast shipping to give you free stuff. Oh, go away, TI. So like TI, they will just send you chips. You sign up on their website, make an account. Oh, I have an account. I kind of remember it though. Let's find out. So like for your, John and I, our sponsor is TI for our senior projects, so. No, maybe not. No. Maybe different password. But a lot of like IC suppliers especially, they love to do this. They'll just send you free stuff. Limited quantities usually. They might.
Do you have Pat Rock or something?
No, last name Gladstone.
Oh, Happy Rock.
Yeah. Puns, no? Not that either. Let's try that again.
I might be able to get mine. Kevin.
One last try and I'll give up.
Kevin, I might be able to get mine if you want me to try it out.
I mean, it's, so we can notice this. Okay. That didn't work out so well, but yeah, you can order samples of just about anything they have. You know, again.
Is there like an option on each of the IC sheets where it just says like get a sample of this?
Maybe. I don't know, it's just kind of fun. Some days like I'll just go to Adafruit or SparkFun and just see what random stuff they have. I find it riveting sometimes. You can buy good like starter packs. Oh, that's good. If you want to just, good thing to mention, get started, you know, have some parts lying around. This man is wearing a Viking helmet, isn't he?
Yes.
I want to work there. Like these guys don't really, you know, SparkFun isn't going to bother to sell you plain old resistors. They will, however, if I can find it again, here, general. Yeah, all right, beginner's parts kit. Like I bought this, 25 bucks, not bad. You get a nice little case, and it's just got a smattering of parts, like a variety of capacitors. The kit itself is kind of meant for playing around with microcontrollers like Arduino. So it's, you know, it's got a few general purpose transistors, general purpose diodes, some voltage regulators, some plain old op amps, and it's just kind of nifty. Like everything in here, plus some LEDs that I already had lying around. Where's that resistor kit? And then I bought just kind of a box full of resistors. There we go. Like it may be a little more expensive, but sometimes it's just so much easier to get, you know, a resistor kit. A lot of different places have these, so it's just 25 each of, like, yeah, 20 different resistor values, 25 of each. It's easy. You'll have them lying around. They're through hole. You can use them in a proto board. They're nice. So that's a good place to start. That's about all I really have, I guess. Some of my favorite sites and some things you might go looking for.
What
Yeah.
about with motors?
Motors, sure, these guys have motors in them.
Like, well, cheap motors.
I don't know about cheap. Most of these, except for like those really basic passive components, SparkFun and Adafruit are actually pretty decently priced. Like things like microcontrollers and the kits they make. Yeah, hobby motor, $1. Sure, why not?
What about like steppers and servos?
Steppers and servos. I mean, I'm kind of just scrolling through because I'm curious what they have here, but you can always Control F or actually use searches rather than take all this time. Robotic claw. Robot platform. Ah, nice. And servo large, servo controller, servo medium. It's $1. Oh no, it's $10. Not bad. Let's try another comparison here. This time I will. Servo. Did it up? No, 0. Okay.
The actuator.
Motors and drives. Electromechanical. Yeah. Alright. AC/DC servo motors. $120. I don't even know. Yeah, there we go. $7 for whatever this thing is. No picture. But also, oh yeah, always make sure it's actually in stock. It's usually good. Otherwise, you might order something and then get it 2 months later. Yeah. It's also usually if you know you're going to make a project, try and order everything at once, save on shipping. I always screw up and need to order something else a second time. And there's always Radio Shack, but they suck. You're lucky if you'll get lucky and find what you need there, like down at the mall, but you never know. Is this for your knitting robot looking for stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a white website called McMaster that sells a lot of.
Oh god, their catalog is like.
Yeah, they've got 500,000 parts, but they're really good for mechanical stuff.
Like McMaster car or something like that?
Yeah, it's used to McMaster.
Is there 2 R's in that?
1 R.
It's just 1 R, yeah.
Yeah, McMaster car. 2 R's in car.
Yeah, this website's really fun.
Woo!
Just scrolling around.
I wonder if I could get like a picture of their actual catalog. Yeah, there's their catalog. If you ever need to survive a long, cold winter.
Mouser has some huge kettle.
Yeah. I got one of those sent to my house once. It's like, why do you do that? I ordered from you online. Same problem with phone books. I don't understand. What do we get? So like servo motors. What am I?
Yeah, they don't really sell motors. Well,
Uh,
their stuff is like industrial quality.
This might be nice for
But you can get cheap like threaded rods or.
summer irons.
Do they do mostly bulk or just like individual?
No, it's
That's what I'm talking
like
You
no
scroll down,
price
guys.
no price raise.
Hooray. You guys ever play around with butane torch?
Kevin, scroll down. There you go.
Ah, stations. Good call. Burner's got my back. Let's just go. So what do we have? That's like the whole thing. Cool. That looks high quality. $16 sponge. Oh, 10.
All right.
All right, so there's another cool site if you need mechanical items, nuts, bolts. I've never wandered around this site. This is exciting to me. Yeah, this is what Kevin does in his spare time. I'm excited. Other than Adafruit, what is like Evil Mez? There are a lot of these little, just kind of go out, get goofy kits, make cool things with it. Like these guys, I don't know if they actually carry individual parts. But, one of the all right, this is the cool thing I want to show up. So, let's see what they've got. Yeah, they carry a bunch of kits. The googly eye shield for Arduino, it's just this is googly eye.
So
FAQ, what exactly does the googly eye shield for Arduino do? It's googly eyes to your Arduino. No, really, what does it do? It adds googly eyes. Seriously? Yes. What else can you use it for? This is just a blank shield. All right. That made me laugh. So yeah, they sell some LEDs too, microcontrollers. A lot of these sites usually deal in that, sockets. But well, I've got a captive audience. These things are so cool and so expensive. So it's like a motion sensing board where if you take your hand over it, it'll light up the LEDs on that panel, and then you can set it to like break off into patterns. I think this is their old version. Where's the new version?
How does that work?
Yeah, this is the new one. Octoply. What do we got going on here? Ultra bright LEDs, 8 infrared proximity sensors, one for every single LED to detect motion. You can tile them together and make the coolest table the world has ever seen. Yeah. I want some of these. So, every different site has its own little kits it's developed that have all sorts of fun stuff. Keep your eyes open. If you're on Reddit at all, there are lots of good subforums or subreddits for, there's like an Ask Electronics and Arduino one. Sometimes they'll point you towards a cool thing like this. Another good one is the Maker Shed. If you guys ever watch like the Colin Cunningham circuit videos, or go to Boing Boing, that blog, they love these guys. And it's the same deal again. You can get components, you can get books and guides and kits, Arduinos, robot stuff, so on and so forth. Anyway, so I'll let you watch Pretty Table. That's about all I really have to say. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I got a good site. Elenco.
Why do I know that name?
Yeah, it sounds.
That's like the radio we made for.
Oh, okay.
It's just an E, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But they have
I'm really good at internet.
they have like a benchtop power supply that's pretty decent.
Okay.
It's a kit, and then they have a function generator, like a little. It's real small, but
Toys.
so give you like sine, square, triangle waves.
Paper making kit.
And
Have you ever made paper? You did like 5th grade art in school. You made our own paper. It was awful.
oh yeah.
Make out of jeans.
It was really awful paper. I don't know what I'd ever use it for. I already have test equipment.
Power supply.
Oh, yeah, that threw me off to have all their stuff on the right side. So multimeters, oscilloscopes, power supplies, all useful things for somebody who wants to fill their house up with stuff. Oh, nice, nice. What do we got here?
That one over there.
Which one, right?
One below. That's a kit.
Oh,
You can buy it. It's like pretty cheap. You can get it cheaper on other websites too.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust myself to build a power supply. I'd rather just
It
get
was,
one.
it was pretty easy to build.
Dude, huh?
Yeah.
It works fine.
It's variable up to 20 volts. Each of those are 0 to 20 volts. And then the other side is AC. You get like 6.2 and then 12 point something between the two.
How many amps?
The variable ones are 1 amp, and then there's a 5 volt 3 amp output. So, I mean, it's not that much power, but I mean, it's good for like messing around with stuff.
I could use a power supply.
Where do you get your kit from?
I don't remember where I bought it from. Not this site. It was cheaper on this site.
What is this?
It's cool.
Yeah. So, long story short, sites like Mauser, DigiKey, Newark Electronics, Allied Electronics, I think, really big, thousands and thousands of components. You can find anything, might be a little expensive, but not too expensive. Hobbyist sites, SparkFun, Adafruit, just here's what will work, lower quantities of what you can buy, but lots of good support. You know, these guys like to link you to tutorials, maybe instructable type items. They carry lots of cool kits. Shady people from, I'm sure there are dozens and dozens more to choose from. Maybe not the best quality, don't come crying to me, disclaimer if you get ripped off on eBay and your stuff doesn't work and they never ship it to you or something, or I don't know. If you buy a bunch of capacitors that you think are one value, but then you can actually pull off the electrolytic portion of it, and there's another one under it that's actually happens. Watch out. It's like a capacitor with a hat that is another capacitor. True story. I didn't buy it. So eBay, always be a little suspicious. What is this? All right, that's all I got. Unless you guys got more questions or other things you want to do.